What's up, youngster?
What's up, D? Good to hear your voice, man. My bad about the late reply. What I just got back from taking my niece to her work.
No, that's cool. No big deal.
Oh, you watching that Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix?
Uh huh. Yeah, I like the fact that they focused on Scottie Pippen for a little while too.
Oh, okay. I ain't never really known you to talk about basketball. Were you a fan of it back in that era?
Mm-mm. Now I used to go to see Dr. J play with my cousin. You know, my cousin who came to Las Vegas.
Mhm.
I went to a basketball game with him at Chicago State University because he was a big basketball fan, and he said we're gonna go see Dr. J, and I'm like, okay, you know, I didn't know who Dr. J was. I was Bruce Lee, you know. So, but when I went to the basketball game with him, and I saw Dr. J play, I'm like, damn. I mean, I could have sworn this dude jumped from the middle of the basketball court and flew like a bird all the way until he dunked. I'm like, nah, I didn't just see this. You know, I mean, it was an amazing thing, but, and you know, my uncle used to take me to the baseball game with him too at White Sox Park and Kaminsky Park in Chicago. But what I noticed with myself when it came to sports outside of martial arts, because I was only involved in martial arts and boxing, primarily martial arts. What
Right.
what I noticed, what I enjoyed mostly uh, outside of martial arts and boxing, what I enjoyed mostly with basketball and baseball was how much I saw other people enjoying it.
Right.
You know, I love the way that it affected the fans. You know, I had a lot of fun seeing how everybody else was enjoying it other than just watching it itself.
Right.
You know, that's just like I like seeing people laugh because whenever I see people laugh, it makes me laugh.
Right. Yeah, you get joy and seeing other people be in a state of joy.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful.
Mhm. Oh man, let me tell you about this. This last episode of Shy. I know you've seen it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I sent it to you. I watched it this morning.
Man, when they went to the hospital to see Keisha, man, that part moved me so deep. I mean, that was such a beautiful part. And when Homegirl said God is real,
Right.
whoo, man, I broke right there. I'm like, whoa, I understand, you know, because it's a trip how things have to happen at a tremendous depth in order for you to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Tremendous depth of disappointment.
Mhm. And you know me, I'm always questioning why does it take that? What the hell did we do? You know, because when I kept running that part back, I ran that part back about 4 times. And I'm like, okay, I know this is, you know, just a show I'm watching, but this is based on reality as well, you know, because everybody goes through these type of times to where they are, you might as well say, reminded that the Creator is real. And and I'm like, okay, why does she say God is real? The whole thing of reality. See, religion has given us a false conception of the Creator.
Right.
And it helped me understand that when you study the Bible and you study all these religious books, you know, they imply certain expectations of the Creator, which are not true at all. but God is supposed to do this. God is supposed to do that. God is supposed to do this. God should do this. God should do that. God did this. God did that. You know, and when you read about what this cracker wrote down, God did for these people. God did for those people. When you read that and you study that and you walk through your life, you say, you're simply because God did this, I expect a certain type of response out of God whenever I go through things that are similar.
Right.
You know, and I said to myself, religion don't know the Creator. See, it's life. It's life itself. Is the real church. It's life. It's not these buildings. You know, that's just like Joseph told me yesterday. I got baptized. I just wanted to share that with you. Fine. I don't care. You know, it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know, because you're still walking around here acting the way you acting. You know, that's just a ritual. It's a baseless ritual. It does absolutely nothing for people. Nothing at all.
How you said life is the real church, that's beautiful the way you said that.
Mm-hmm. See, it's the living journey. That is the reality. And you know, it's not even, you know, it's like Krishnamurti has said, truth is a pathless land. And when I saw that part today, I'm like, he's right. You know, because when you're on the path, you can at least determine a little bit of where the path is going. You know, because you're going to be able to have sight of the path in front of you. You know, you have so much of an insight on where you're going and how it could be. But life is sacred.
Right.
It's totally sacred, because when Keisha was on her way to see her boyfriend, I bet you she never thought that anything like that was ever going to happen to her.
No, that totally shook the foundation of her reality at that point.
Mm-hmm. And her brother, he didn't realize how much he loved his sister until that happened to her. The way that her mother had embraced her, she said, I just want to just hold you in my arms, you know. See, that's reality. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. And then when homegirl said God is real, I broke. I'm like, it is so much truth in that statement. And another thing that I noticed on that part is when she went to join them in their you might as well say celebration of Keisha. I know you noticed it, how Keisha reached out and she grabbed her hand and she pulled her in too.
Right.
Her
yeah.
Her mother's husband or wife or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, her stepmom.
Yeah, I said, now that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know,
so I know her. I remember her mom was getting pissed off at her or whatever, because you know she felt like she was kind of giving up too early.
Yeah, but I saw both sides of that too.
Me too. Yeah.
You know, and that's why she said God is real. So what does that actually mean? Does that mean we have to have more faith? No, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It means that life is sacred. You just have to wait and see what manifests, period.
Right.
Oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. God is going to do this. God is going to do that. See, that's religion. That's religion, man. I don't want to hear none of that stuff no more.
Yeah, stupid platitude.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. But that was a beautiful episode. That part right there was deep. Now, homeboy, the one that's messing around with Lala, whatever goes down with him, he deserves it.
Yeah, because you remember that fortune teller tarot card reading lady was saying that his penis is going to get him in trouble again, and not even 24 hours later it did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whatever goes down with him, he deserves it. Yep. I talked to Deshaun earlier, and he was telling me it's pretty much the same thing that's going on out there. They just being a lot more stricter out there with the mask.
Corona crap.
Yeah, the corona stuff. You know, they talking about doing another stimulus package, but I think you was telling me about that the last time we conversed.
Yeah. I'm just hoping you finally get your first one, man. I want to see you get paid too.
Yeah, you know, it's hard getting through to the DMV out in Las Vegas, you know, because they put you on hold, and then they always talking about, you know, you have all these other people in front of you, man. It's hard to get anything done anymore, you know, because I'm ready to get out of here, man. I'm ready to go.
Right.
And you know Greg, right?
Yeah, you told me about him.
Yeah, he talking about me coming out there, staying with him, and you know, who else? One of my exes, Connie, wanted me to stay with her, and what was Carmen? I cut Carmen loose, but it's like Tammy and them are getting ready to move, but I really don't want to stay with Tammy and them.
Right.
You know, things have to be new.
Right. It's basically just this ain't the right environment for you, period.
No, it's not. You know,
I mean, you haven't been to all the South, but even I get what you're saying.
I don't like.
I'm from the.
I don't like the South. I don't like the South. Period. I mean, it's nothing in the South at all. There's nothing at all. And you know, being out here, I didn't realize how much. I mean, I knew, but I was really never in the position to really take advantage of everything that was in Las Vegas. I put it like this: I didn't understand. Now I totally understand my life, the life that I had in Las Vegas. You remember when I used to always say that all I want is simplicity.
Yeah.
See, you can have simplicity in that environment as long as you're not going up and down, you know. But see, my whole primary issue was women. Now, when I go back to Las Vegas, I don't want to be bothered with nobody at all. And I'm going to be like that for a long time. I done already told Angel, I said, I'm not going to be bothered with nobody at all. You know, that's why when a couple of my exes was talking about me coming to stay with them, I said, I ain't got time for you. I ain't got time for that stuff no more. I'm done.
Right.
You know, it's going to be me and on my terms. It's going to be me. The only thing they're going to be good for is that one thing. And you can't even spend a night with me now. You got to get up. You got to go. But see, out here, I thought this was simplicity. This is not even simplicity. This is absolutely nothing. Nothing is out here. Nothing. And see, out here, you struggle. You're going to struggle. Because they don't have any unions out here. I look at these people who has businesses like Salam, these contracting businesses. Everybody's hustling clientele, you know. Everybody's fixing on all of these old houses. You see pretty much the same people going in and out of Lowe's. You just made some money on this job a couple of days ago, but you got to take that money that you made from that job in order to buy equipment for this current job. So you're struggling. You're really not making any money. Don't think you're doing is existing. There's nothing out here. Nothing. You're just getting by. depressing.
That sucks.
All I see is everybody struggling and getting by. I'm not going to live like that. I'm not even going to live around people like that. Now, with Las Vegas, you have a diverse environment. And see, pretty much, if you go to any predominantly black city, you're going to be broke. You're going to struggle. Because black folks, especially Southern black people, they don't demand anything. They just take whatever they can get. Whatever these crackers throw at them, they swallow it up. That's how these niggas ended up eating chitlins.
Yep. Chitlins was in Texas of the pig or whatever.
Yeah.
You're right, and that's a big staple down here in the South.
Yeah, they threw them hog guts out, and the slaves picked them up and cooked them. I mean, that's pretty much the same way the environment. I mean, the economic system is ran out here. The whites got the big jobs, and the blacks got the lower paying jobs, and the blacks don't demand anything. They don't demand a union. They don't demand anything. They just take whatever they can get. And then they say, well, I got my own business. I got my own business. What, this little restaurant over here? The only thing you doing is you done gained a little clientele, and all of these people just come within every day, and you make just enough money so that you don't have to work for somebody else. But after you get a certain age and you close your business down, you sitting in an old folks home. I thought you had a business. Well, I had me a little restaurant over there on such street. Okay, how long did you have a restaurant? Well, I had the restaurant for 25, 30 years. Well, why are you sitting in this old folks home? Because you didn't make enough money so that you can put some money to the side. Put some money to the side. They have one of these old rinky-dink little soul food restaurants. Now people may say, oh, you criticize it. I really don't give a damn what you call it. I'm just telling people, I'm just telling you how it is out here. And why I'm getting the hell up out of here. Because to me, the South ain't nothing but a casket. That's all it is.
Right.
You got one foot in the grave. You have to go somewhere where it's diverse, where you've got blacks, you got whites, you got Asians, you got Hispanics. See, because most people, even though black folks march for a whole lot of civil rights and equal rights, the main people who know how to take advantage of the civil rights struggle were everybody outside of black people.
Yeah, and it's tragic. Or they come over here off of the stuff that our people have built, and they're able to rise higher than us or whatever.
Yeah,
you're right.
And
that includes the black immigrant too.
Yeah, because they know the value of it. They know the value of it. See, black people out here, they just accept whatever little crumbs that the government threw at them, and they satisfied and they go on about their business. But when you go into a place like Las Vegas, where you have a diverse community, and you've got whites and you've got Asians and you got Hispanics saying, we need a union out here because y'all just think gonna throw us these pennies. And so coming up in an environment like that, a lot of people demand a union and medical and all of that, and they say, well, hell, y'all making all of this money in the gaming field, y'all can afford to pay us more money. Y'all can afford to give us medical, dental, visual, and all of that, and we're going to develop a union to see to it that you do the right thing. See, that's the type of environment you want to get in, and then you have a union that's putting money away for you, to where after you get at the age of 59, somebody's handing you a $50,000 check. That ain't happening out here.
Right.
That is not going to happen out here. You're going to work until you die. Period. Just like I was telling my mother. I said, You'll work for these little rinky-dink institutions like Lowe's and Walmart, and then you call yourself, girl, I'm getting ready to retire. What you getting ready to do? You getting ready to sit in the old folks' home. You getting ready to collect your Social Security check, which is something you're not even going to see because it's going to go to the facility to pay for your shelter. And like I said before, the state of Georgia is going to allow you food stamps, and you're going to sit up in that little one-bedroom apartment until you croak. I'm not going out like that. I'm going back home. To hell with that. Ain't nothing out here. Nothing. You know, that stadium is getting ready to open up out there. I want to start. I want to start going to games with Deshaun and Dylan, and I want to get back in touch with whatever celebrities that I can get back in touch with. I want to get back into the swing of things, man. I done learned my lesson. Believe me, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna take advantage.
What have you been making of the stuff, the moves that Mike has been making lately?
I think it's a good thing. You know, because I see whatever Mike is doing, that's going to benefit me as well. Because that's putting boxing back on the map.
Right.
And you know, even though he's not going to be fighting for a long time, but I think I was telling you this a couple of months ago, how Holyfield was in Cleveland talking to Don King, and he was telling me that Don King is somewhat subliminally influencing a senior, a veterans section in boxing, and here it is now. So you're going to have a whole lot of people who used to box. Now they're getting themselves back in shape. And so all of this is to put boxing back on the map, which is going to be a tremendous draw for Las Vegas, considering this Raiders stadium that they opened up in Las Vegas. So Las Vegas is getting ready to explode, and I want to be out there when it explodes. I'm not going to be sitting out here wasting away out here in the South. I know the lesson that I learned out here. It wasn't primarily just Salam. You know, I came out here to learn people in general, and not always in the I hate saying this word, but not always in the I'm just going to say bad sense. You know.
Right.
But I've learned people. I've learned about people on both sense, and what I've learned out here, one of the reasons why I don't like the South is because of the mentality of the people out here. I just don't like the people. I don't like them. You know, everybody is shady. Everybody is shady. I don't care who you bump into out here. That's why whenever I walk down the street, I don't talk to people, and I don't allow people to talk to me.
Right.
You can't hold a conversation with people. People out here talk over you. You know, they misunderstand you, and they just keep talking, and they don't allow you to say, well, hold on, that's not what I meant. They just keep talking. That's why I'm talking to folks out here, because people out here are full of shit.
Right.
You know? And another reason why I have to go is because I have a violence that has cultivated in me. It has swelled tremendously. You know what I'm saying?
That's because of your environment. It causes that it produced that in you.
Yeah. You know,
if you was in a bad environment, you wouldn't feel that way.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if people would just allow you to live the life that you want to live, because the only thing you're doing is going back and forth to work, you know, and then you have people that are consistently around you looking down on you because you're not doing the things that they're doing and all of that, and you know they're being petty, and they're doing certain things around you to try to get a reaction out of you, you know. But I'm like this, you don't know what I'm feeling, so I don't think it would be a good idea for you to try to say or do anything to get a reaction out of me, because if I do react, what makes you think you're strong enough to stop me? because the violence that I feel sitting up in me is explosive. I mean, it is explosive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I stay away from people, because I didn't realize how much of a savage I become until that night I beat up that man and his 2 sons. For trying to rob me, and exhilarating,
Right.
and it felt exhilarating. I didn't feel no compassion at all. I came right on and went to sleep. And folks out here try you. They try you too much. You can, and the women are too aggressive. Every time I turn around, I got some black woman in my face.
Right.
These niggas are shady out here. They shady. And then by me being from the north, by me being from the city, the way that I talk, it shocks people. And I'm not loud. I just speak my mind. And my voice carries because I come up in the city to where people speak their mind. Out here in the South, people talk low, because they're demanded to talk low. This is where that old madness come from. Excuse me for raising my voice. What the hell excuse you for raising your voice? Speak your mind.
Right.
But when you're a person like me and other people who come from the city, you're being disrespectful. He's got an attitude. No, he just is not from out here. I tell people that all the time. I'm not from out here. And that reminded me of the relationship that Dr. King had with Stokely Carmichael. Dr. King was more Southern, so he was more humbled and more passive. Stokely Carmichael is like me. He come from, the city. Stokely Carmichael come from New York. I come from Chicago. I've lived in cities all of my life. And in cities, it's a different type of environment. Out here, black people have been beat down so bad by racism. And they're programmed to talk low and be passive and all of that. But see, that's where all that shadiness comes from. Because even though you niggas talk low and be behind all of the yes ma'am and yes sir, you niggas are still shady. Because that's all I bump into. A whole lot of dishonest people. Tell me how you feel. Don't say or do things or talk to other people behind my back and don't think the shit's going to get to me. Because it's going to get back to me.
Yeah. Just like a boomerang.
Yeah, it's going to get back to me. And then when I approach you about it, then you're going to say I have an attitude. And see, and then one of these days, I'm just going to put your head in one of these walls. And see, that's where I'm at right now. And that's why I'm working really hard to get the hell out of the South. Because I do not like these niggas out here. I don't like them at all. They shady. They some fake, shady people. They can say whatever they want to say of people in the North, but living out here helped me understand why my dad walked out of the fields. You remember me telling you about that?
Yeah. From his father or whatever. He was like, the hell with the South.
Yep. He said, He said, well, if you're going to walk out the fields, you keep right on going. My dad kept right on going.
So, like, to me, that was one of the few good examples that you told me about him.
Yep. I came to understand that part of him just 2 days ago. I said, you know what? I see exactly the reason why he walked out of the field. He said, this ain't for me. And he went north to Chicago. I don't blame him.
It's the defiance is in your nature.
And defiance is in everybody's nature. See, white people call it rebellion. Rebellion implies going against somebody's demands on you. I'm a defiant person. I'm gonna do what I want. See, when somebody try to make you do something, your defiant nature is gonna reject it. Now, when somebody create a rule or a policy and they impose that on you, if you want to work in their establishment or whatever the case may be, now, if you go against that, then that's rebellion. That's rebellion. I mean, that's just like where I'm working. I know what I can't do and what I can do and what I can't do. I know that I can't rebel against certain policies, but I'm not going to put up with any disrespect, and that's when my defiance comes in. I know I work here. I'm following all the rules, but you will not talk to me any kind of way you want to. See, that's that fury in me. That's that defiance. And I'm going to be defiant no matter where I go, because I stay to myself. I'm respectable for towards people who I know don't like me, which I don't care. If you don't like me, fine. But you will respect me.
Right, yeah. You're right, because you go.
Whether I work in your institution or if I live in your house, you're going to respect me. And when I stand up for myself, that's not rebellion. That's me being defiant, because I'm not going to put up with your madness. I'm not going to stand here and let you disrespect me.
And black parents, just like when you heard my father or that, when I record, black parents think that just because you stand up yourself, or at least when it comes to them, that's they think you're being disrespectful and stuff. Nah, you're being defiant because you have been harmed, like verbally, and mentally, and emotionally, and then you have every right. But our parents, a lot of times, because of that legacy of slavery, we think just like the slave master taught us to do us any kind of way, we can do that to our children, and it ain't right.
No, it's not right. And I totally, it's also, it's not something that I don't understand as far as the reason why people think and feel the way that they do towards me. I understand it because of their upbringing. I mean, you're not programmed to like a person like me. That's why they didn't like Malcolm. Malcolm was very outspoken. Malcolm just spoke how he felt. Out here in the South, you're supposed to keep everything inside. You're supposed to be passively aggressive. Just don't say that. Just don't say that. People from the city speak their mind. So I understand why people look at me. They like, man, he just went right ahead and said that. That's who and what I am, and that's not going to change.
Nope, not at all.
Mm-mm.
That's what makes you beautiful. That part of yourself.
Mm-hmm. And it's holy and divine as people think they are. When they don't accept you for who and what you are, that right there should force them to question their own state of divinity. If they have any at all. Because, see, I don't have a problem accepting anybody for who they are.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm grateful, and that all the 12 years that, we've known each other, try to make me to be what society wanted me to be because of I'm a so-called young black man, or I'm at my age or whatever. You always accepted it and encouraged me to pursue my dreams. So that's not something, especially because I'm not doing the typical things that most black folks, or the young black men, would do or whatever. And in our community, we don't really see people like that. So it's like they're invisible to us unless you're doing something stereotypical like rapping or basketball, football, typical nigga pursuit. We do get all the encouragement in the world, but when you going looking to do something that's totally different or whatever. At least in our community, it's like you're invisible, like you're Casper to them. You know.
You know, when it all boils down to it, just respect people. Period. You know, I used to tell Deshaun and Dylan that all the time. You know, everybody is an individual. You know, simply because a person is a certain way and you're not that way doesn't make them a bad person. That makes them an individual.
Right.
You know, that's why I can't be a part of any institution where I have to dress like everybody else. I have to think like everybody else. I got to talk like everybody else. You know, you have to pretty much die to who and what you are, and to fit into some type of established characteristic, and yet and still, you know, you supposed to be dealing with yourself. I mean, how are you dealing with yourself when you're conforming to be something that you're not? You know, I have to think this way. I have to talk this way. I have to be this way. But you dealing with yourself. No, you're not. You're running from yourself.
Yep. You're causing violence to yourself.
That's all it is. And then simply because a whole lot of other people are comfortable with that, and they see that you are just being yourself without any type of determination to be yourself, you're just gonna be yourself. Then they get offended by that. Well, you know, look, you know, fine. You can get offended. Just respect me and keep your hands to yourself. That's all I say. Because I'm not out here to hurt nobody. I mind my business. I go to work 6 days a week. I go to work 6 days. You know, I ain't bothering nobody. And what little energy and time that I have left, I go and I talk to that elder, Stephen, the one who knew Coretta Scott King. I go talk to him whenever I can, and I get off. You know, I exercise. You know, I try to keep my body in shape. And so, what am I doing to attract such attention that you know, the type of people like, well, you know, I don't like him because he'll blah 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 blah. Well, you know, well, he's not like this, he's not like that. Why don't you worry about yourself instead of worrying about him?
Right.
That's a lot of people's problem. You know, they want you to be a certain way. You know, don't worry about me, worry about yourself.
Why do you think people are like that? They're more worried about others than instead of focusing on themselves because they don't like themselves or something?
No, they don't. That's why they have to conform to a certain established method of characteristic that they have to fit into that like a glove. You know, I have to be this way, I have to talk this way, I have to pray this way, I have to do this way, I have to do that way. You know, and if that was established before you, that's not who you are. That's something that has been established, and then once you've given yourself into that, it means you've left yourself behind.
Right.
You know, because if you're having problems with yourself, why don't you deal with yourself instead of running from it? You know, all of these rituals are not going to help you if you're still walking around here with a funky attitude towards people.
Not at all.
Because, you know, if you go through a ritual like the Muslims do, you know, when they go to Mecca and they come back, or the Christian when they have revival or baptism or something like that, if those type of things are supposed to evolve you divinely, then you shouldn't be coming back looking at people all awkward, like you better than somebody. That didn't do a damn thing to you. It didn't make you a better person. It actually make you a worse person.
Yeah.
And what amazes me is how they can't see that within themselves. Why is it that you can't see that within yourself? I mean, this is yourself that you're dealing with, or at least you thought that was yourself you're dealing with. But what you're really dealing with is some design somebody put together that you just gave yourself to. You know, you haven't involved yourself into anything that's giving you insight to yourself. You know, something that
They playing a part of somebody else's program.
Absolutely.
Just like in the Matrix or whatever. That's how it was. You know, I was talking to a brother or whatever. We were talking about that earlier today about even, you know, not to get off subject, but if you notice in the last Matrix, I don't know if you remember the last Matrix after Neo had basically sacrificed himself and they went back to the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting on the bench. He was basically saying that the Matrix never ended. It just started over again, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking about how the system is. I'm like, man, it's like people always wanting to fight the system. We understand, but it's like every time you fight the system, you think you're about to be free. And then all of a sudden it's the same, a new form of bondage where it looks like it's going to be something different, but it's not.
Mm-mm.
Or whatever. And you have talked about that too, and it kind of makes you question Kratos. Like, does the Kratos even want us out of this game of dice or whatever? It's like we've been put in a game or whatever, or whatever, just constantly going. When you think it's going to end, it's a new level or a new devil, so to speak. You know.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Neo in the movie, Neo never freed nobody from the Matrix. He just restarted the Matrix, and that's what a lot of people think he ended it, but he didn't.
No, he didn't.
It was all a game from the whole inception.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought that up because if you look at what's happening in Las Vegas, right? They're building this big stadium, and if you look at the stadium, it's nothing but a futuristic reflection of the Colosseum of Rome. Okay?
Right.
You've got the strongest boxing figure, Mike Tyson, bringing boxing back to the table. Now, if you notice, Holyfield beat Mike. Lennox Lewis beat Mike, but nobody has the type of draw that Mike has, because when Mike hit the scene, Mike came in the scene right in the midst of a music culture that has until this day made a profound effect on the world, and that's the hip hop culture. And when he came in and he blended in with the hip hop culture, that made a profound impact on boxing and in sports in general. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. What I mean by all of this, now, just what you were talking about the Matrix starting all over again. So now, New Rome is actually Las Vegas. You got this Coliseum. You've got the gladiators coming back to fight. You know. And I'm just going to be honest with you. You have a David Brayboy who was dead set against sports. I don't want nothing to do with sports because, you know, that's, the Babylon and all of that. After experience in Georgia, I could give a damn about that now. I don't care. I'm just being honest with you.
Right.
I'm going to games with my sons. I'm going to boxing matches, and I'm gonna get right out there with everybody else. I'm gonna have me a good time. And
please do.
Yeah, and as long as I ain't out there breaking no laws or disrespecting nobody, I don't see no problem having fun. You can call it Sin City, you can call it whatever you want. But after experiencing this, oh no, absolutely not.
It make you experiencing the hell of Georgia, make you appreciate what you came from in Vegas. Even though I know it wasn't all that, but it make you like, dang, Vegas really was better than what I came to.
That's my point right there. And that's why I was saying I'm going to take advantage of everything when I go out there. I'm getting back in touch with Mike. I'm getting back and I'm gonna ask him to connect me with Floyd Mayweather, because his uncle Roger Mayweather just died about 6, 7 or 8 months ago. Cause see, I was friends with his uncle Roger Mayweather, but Roger passed. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna get back in touch with Sugar Ray Leonard out there. He doesn't live out there, but he has a boxing team out there. So I'm gonna reconnect myself to everybody, because I'm jumping right in the middle, man. I'm done.
Go for it.
I am done, because living out here has showed me how people can really, and you just don't have no time. I'm tired of dealing with people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm tired of dealing with people. And this whole black thing, done. I'm done with it. Done.
Yeah, to hell with the Negro community as a whole. It ain't no saving them.
I'm done with it. Don't even talk to me about these niggas no more. I'm done. Like I say, I'm jumping right in the middle of it, and I'm getting me back another high-paying job. I just know that once I do go back, my whole approach and is going to be different, because my insight is different. So I think one of the primary reasons why I was led out here and to go through all of this is for me to learn how to appreciate a whole lot more where I was, because I had allowed a whole lot of things out there to distract and destroy me. The women, the job discrimination and everything, all of that stuff had blinded me. And then here comes Salam, with her trickery, and then I come way out here, and that blows me up. It blows up in my face. But had she not come into my life, I wouldn't experience this.
Right.
Because I truly see her for who she is. And it ain't really much to Salam. It's actually nothing to her at all. Yeah.
Yeah, she's an empty vessel.
Mm-hmm.
How many years do you think she's gonna last like this? It don't sound like she got another year left. The way you talking.
I'll put it like this: if Salam is still alive within 3 years, I'll be surprised.
That sounds like the bone up. Sound like her skin gonna fall off her bones. The way you saying how haggard she looks.
Yeah, and and I don't say that in wishing that something bad happens to her. I'm just looking at her lifestyle, and the effects that her lifestyle is having on her. It doesn't. She doesn't look good. And every time you turn around, Salam is always up under some dude,
Yeah.
She's trying to use men and try to manipulate men, by way of her sexuality. And the only thing she's going to do is get bumped and grind and thrown to the curb. And sooner or later, she's going to have to stop living like that, because if she doesn't, she's going to die. But when it happens, I ain't gonna be out here to see it.
Oh yeah. You'll hear about it on Facebook or somebody that call you.
Yeah, most likely Richard will call me. He say, hey,
I'm about to ask you about him. How is he doing anyway? You ain't brought him up in a while.
He's still dealing with his this situation with his wife.
Yeah. So yeah, she's still gone.
Yeah. I got a text from Richard. What was that, last week? I sent him a text and letting him know I'm just checking up on you, seeing how you doing. And he sent me a quick text back, but that was it. As far as on the phone talking and all of that stuff, I don't really see no reason for that, because all of that was just to convert. That's all that was.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that was always his end goal with you, was to get you to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Mm-hmm. And see, what they don't understand is that do it because it's right, not to convert. Because if you're doing it to convert, they have this whole thing. Well, I'm concerned about your soul. Number one, I don't need you to be concerned about my soul. All right, that's judging me. That's telling me that I'm going to hell and all that. Be concerned about yourself. Why don't you just do the right thing? if you see that a brother is going through something, and if he's in pain, I mean, naturally, whenever somebody is in pain, there's going to be some anger somewhere, because no one wants to be in pain. If someone is in pain and if they're thrown into a deep depression because they lost everything, because they've given up everything, how do you expect a person like this to feel half the time? Of course, this man is going to be walking around angry, and it could be worse, because he don't necessarily have to be an introvert. He could be a very sociable dude and being angry and make you all feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, if anything, you're an introvert to protect other people.
Right. But see, I'm introverted. I deal with me. Whatever I'm feeling, I'm dealing with it. I don't walk around and I don't take my hurt and my anger out on people. I deal with it myself.
That's how I am too, or whatever. Because my motto is always, if I can't help nobody, don't hurt them. And I know a lot of people who are extroverted, they hurt people because they don't know how to handle their pain.
Yeah.
And that's a wisdom that we have engendered within ourselves through our life experience, or that we have that gift, or someone we have many times went through a lot of things or whatever, yeah, but nobody would ever know, because we're very careful not to try to, I don't want to get to the positive and negative energy thing, but I'm trying to say we're very careful at keeping our energy contained, or whatever, so that it doesn't hurt or harm anybody else. Most people I know, when I be seeing people messed up and frustrated, most people, it's like whenever they're around anybody, they kind of lash out, or they kind of affect those people in a negative manner. I'm not like that. I'm very careful not to be like that, because I know what that's like.
Mm-hmm. And it's not that they don't know how to deal with their pain. They just don't like their own company.
Yeah.
Extroverted people, the reason why they're not, they take their issues out on everybody else, because they don't like their own company. And so in order to deal with themselves, they have to learn how to face themselves. This is what I was telling a young man at work. I said, I was telling him, how to get past your pain is not embracing your pain. You have to face your pain, but you don't have to embrace it. I used to say embrace your pain, but through meditation I found out embracing your pain is becoming one with your pain, so that's a mistake. You face it and you understand it, but you don't embrace it.
Right.
You understand your pain and understand that it's only temporary. And what makes it drag itself out, what makes it seem so long, is when you are in misunderstanding of your pain. And so when you face your pain, you can't determine how long the pain is going to be there. You have to look at the pain for exactly what it is. You can't have any thoughts or concepts of how you're going to deal with it. You can't have any religious doctrine trying to justify its presence. And you just have to face it. Face the pain. You have to face it, and you have to identify yourself with the pain. Okay, I'm facing this pain. This pain is making me feel this way. This pain is making me think this way. This pain is making me act this way towards people, or think this way towards people. Okay, now that you know that, don't embrace it. You understand it now because you faced it and you identified yourself with it. And due to the fact that there's a better part of yourself, you choose that and you move forward. But a lot of people don't want to face their pain. I face mine all the time.
Same here. And I know there's a lot of people, that's another reason why a lot of people like to get high and drink alcohol or smoke weed or whatever they like to do, because they don't really want that. It's like a lot of people I know don't like to face their pain sober. And it's like, and to me, the sober mind is the only mind you need to have if you're facing pain, so that you can get full clarity. I mean, you have talked about that, well, for 12 years or what. That's why I guess neither one of us are into alcohol or drinking, because we like to be completely have a complete understanding so that we know how to deal with it.
Well,
but most people I know that I'm sitting around, they always got to be getting high or drinking or just doing something self-destructive or whatever because they don't want to face themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's like we live in a culture of self-denial.
You won't see things clearly if your mind is clouded with alcohol, drugs, and how are you going to perceive things clearly if you don't have a clear mind?
You're not.
I mean, that's pretty much all you're saying. You have to look at things for what they are. I mean, you even have to throw away religious doctrine, because if you're going in it as this, then you looking at everything through a screen.
Yeah, through a filter.
See it for what it is. Period. And respect other people who see things for what they are. Now, if you want to look through a screen, then you go ahead and you look through whatever screen makes you feel comfortable. But simply because this other person chooses to see things as they are and face himself and deal with themselves, you shouldn't criticize a person like that. But if you criticize a person like that and you're supposed to be so divine, and what you need to do is look at yourself, especially because this man don't criticize you for what you into. He really don't care about what you into. He really doesn't care. And one of the reasons why he doesn't care is because his mind is on one thing: getting back home. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't have time to care about what you into.
Right.
You know, because number one, what you into doesn't interest me at all. So why should I care about it? It's not going to do anything for me. It ain't doing nothing for you. What else? What other? You know something else?
What? What's up?
I know you noticed this. The little black girl. I forget what her
name. Oh
yeah,
I was wanting to talk about that.
How?
You see my Kevin's boo?
Yeah. How she does what most little teenagers do. You know, she offers.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I was kind of disappointed in her when she did that.
Well, I wasn't disappointed in her because that's very common.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. It didn't seem like she would be like that. But then again, you know, she is a teenager. Even though she's intelligent, she's still young.
Yeah, and she was in her feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she, even despite how young she is, you know, she didn't want to lose Kevin, because actually, despite Kevin's status in life, Kevin is going to be up there where her dad is. So when she sees Kevin, she actually sees her father.
Right.
And so if Kevin is smart, then he would really take her seriously. Because me personally, after going to see about my sister, making sure she's safe and my mother's safe and my mother's wife or husband is safe, you know, and everybody's cool, the first thing I would do, I will go back over there and talk to her father, and I would apologize to him, and I would be honest with him. Yeah, I was getting ready to do something with your daughter. I was. Okay. Now, maybe I probably wouldn't admit that, because I feel like that ain't really none of his business, and it's not, you know. But I would get up under that man's wing and try to learn as much as I could, so that as time goes on, you know, you and her can come up together educationally, which would be a whole lot more safer for both you guys, you know, because she already told him, you're a king and it's about time for you to start acting like one. So I see them coming up together. I'm just hoping that Kevin decides to take her seriously.
Yeah.
Which I think he eventually will. You know, now that he's getting past this Keisha thing. Now, this Keisha issue, let's deal with that. Keisha is not doing too bad. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the sister?
Yeah, she's not doing
Yeah,
too.
yeah, 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 yeah. You know, she wasn't that. I mean, she was a strong, but she's strong though.
Yeah, she's not doing too bad. You know, because when she said, "It's all right, Mama," that reminded me of that night that Deshaun had got hit by that car. And when I went in there and I saw him covered in blood and he was trembling because he was in so much pain, he looked up at me. He said, "Hi, Dad." He said, "It's okay. It's okay, Dad." You know, because he saw how upset I was. You know, I was crying and everything. And I mean, I was so hurt. The tears was just flowing out my face. And what I noticed is that being gutted with pain implies you're not feeling no pain. I mean, but the tears are flowing. You know, and I never felt so helpless in my life. Never. You know, you see your child laying there and he's fighting for his life and you can't help him fight for his life. I mean, that's deep. You know, if you really think about that, you cannot help anyone fight for their lives.
You right.
You're totally helpless. You just have to hope that they're strong enough to fight for their life. And then you got this God over you. So does it really matter how hard you fight for your life? Because when this thing says you going. You know, so that's why I had to have that conversation. You take my son from me, please. That thing you created named Satan, I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. This planet you put me on, this planet is destroyed, dude. It's gone. You take my son from me, I'm gonna destroy this whole planet. You ain't seen no pain until you see the pain that I'm gonna cause if you take my son from me. And then when I felt that voice telling me, if I took your son from you, would you be able to accept it? And I said, yes. He said, okay. That's what's going to save his life then. And from that point, I tell people, I'm able to accept anything. You know, and this is the reason why Richard, when he saw the way Salam treated me, starving me and bringing other dudes around and going to spend the night outside, you know, with other guys and just being just downright dirty and foul, you know.
Right.
And he was saying, I don't see how you put up with that. He said most men would have killed her, you know. And I told Richard about that thing with Deshaun, and I told him, Richard, man, let me tell you something. I told him about my son. I said, I'm able to accept anything. I can accept anything. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to put up with anything.
Right.
That's the difference. You know, if I'm respecting your home, if I'm respecting you, if I'm not bothering you, if I'm not bothering nobody, you better not fucking bother me. Because if I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, if I'm not causing no problems, if I'm coming and going quietly, you know, leave me be. Because you don't know what I'm feeling. I done lost everything. I've been humiliated. I've been hurt all the way down to the core. I'm trying to heal. I feel stuck. I feel like I'm laying in the grave out here. Leave me be. Do not bother me. Because if I explode, it's not going to be nice. And I ain't going to nobody's prison. I done already said that. I ain't going to nobody's prison out here. They're going to have to kill me. And so why should I throw my life away? Any environment that's making you think and feel like that, and people won't allow you to be yourself simply because all of these crackers told these niggas how to be around them. Now these niggas want you to be what they want you to be. It's time to get the hell out of the South. I don't like it out here. I don't like the people. I don't like the culture. I don't like nothing out here. The only thing I like out here are the trees. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, now it's some people who I became close to, who I work with. This girl I call my daughter named Kim. This other young lady named Ebony, and I'm real tight with her kid's father, Derek.
Oh, okay. He worked there too?
Yeah. Those are the only 3 people that I'm going to remain in touch with. That's it. Everybody else is getting cut off. You know. Now, and they're getting cut off for good reason. It's not because I'm acting all funny. No. You're getting cut off for good reason. You know, I get along with you. We communicate, but I'm like that tiger. At the end of Life of Pi, I hop off the boat and I keep right on going. Because there were certain things that were said and done while I was here that I don't appreciate. And so, rather to keep on carrying all of that drama in my life, I let it go and I move forward. I ain't even going to play with you. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't happen. You know, because that was a part of my experience out here, and I would rather just leave it behind.
Right. Yeah. Just let it stay in your background.
But I was telling Kim and Derek and Ebony, I'm the one that's going to be in Las Vegas. So if y'all ever want to come to Las Vegas, just let me know and I'll hook y'all up. You know. But there's absolutely no reason for me to visit Atlanta at all. You know, I've got 3 aunts who live right here in this city who are on my Facebook list. They live right here in Atlanta. Do you think I got a phone call from any of them?
No.
None whatsoever. So why should I care?
When was the last time you heard from that one auntie that one time when you went to when she picked you up that one time?
Oh, that was a while ago. You remember when she was doing this? I'm very disappointed in you. Number one, you don't even know me, okay? And I barely know you. So what makes you think I give a damn about what you disappointed in?
Right.
Okay. I mean, my mother will tell you, David doesn't care about who's disappointing him. He doesn't care about those type of things. You know, people want you to perceive things through your emotional, stimulant. Oh, you're disappointed in me, Auntie. I could give a damn how you feel about me. You know, I don't even know you. What? So what? Behind a plane ticket? And see, I had texted her 4 days before her plane ticket, as far as her credit was concerned. I texted her 4 days. She wouldn't answer her phone, so I sent her a text 4 days in advance, telling her go ahead and cancel that on your credit card because I just found this moving job out here. And then not to move too fast on that, the only reason why this dude named Mario worked to get me that moving job, who is Salam's friend, is so he can get back in good graces with Salam because he wants to screw Salam.
I kind of remember you telling me that last year. So that wasn't even real.
No, nothing has been real since I've been out here. So it's like when it's like that, I'm disappointed in you. I text her, and she didn't return my text, and so when I talked to her after that, she claimed that she lost a whole lot of money. I'm like, well, I text you, okay, period. Now, if you either got the text or you just ignored it, or you just lying to me talking about, you lost money, you trying to make me feel bad. But you want to know something? Obviously, you don't know me, because I don't feel bad at all if you did lost money. I know I sent you the text. Now, if you were not responsible in calling the airport to get that taken off your credit card, they don't have nothing to do with me. And goodbye. How about that? But all of that is boils down to my dad not taking the time to even introduce me to his side of the family.
Right.
And so I'm out here, and I got family out here. I don't know any of my grandmother's people on my mother's side, but on his side, I've got 3 aunts that live out here with children, grown children, right here in the city, and don't know none of them. None of them, okay? Because of him. So how can you go through something like I'm going through simply because you wanted to settle your life, and you got all this family out here, and you still don't have no assistance? So that's why I was telling Terrell, that man has done a lot of damage. He's done a lot of damage. And I look for the day for that fool to close his eyes for the last time, because I'm not going to be there. I don't want, when he closes his eyes, if it's one thing that I want him to see, it's the fact that I'm not present.
Right.
That's what I want him to see, that I'm not there. I like the way Big Papa gets on his dad's case.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, or asking where that money come from. Because you remember that episode with the politician that chick or whatever gave him that money on the low, and his son saw that. Papa saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also like how he was his girlfriend. He was looking out for her by helping her out. Her mom, even though her mom was powerful, I'm glad that her mom saw the wisdom in accepting that money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I had to get up today, because they put a temporary screen on my phone, and it went out.
Again?
Yeah, and so I had to go up there today because the mechanic wasn't in. What was that? I went up there Wednesday. No, that was Thursday. And he wasn't in. They said he wasn't going to be in until Monday. I said, okay. I said he's the only one who knows how to do screens, and he ain't gonna be back until Monday. They said, yeah. I'm like, black institutions. I said, you see, this is the reason why black businesses are not supported by black people. So the new screen is supposed to come in Wednesday, and so I took it up there today so he can get this phone acting right until the new screen comes in Wednesday. Now, when he get the new screen and he puts it on, I'm going up there to Metro, and I'm trading this phone out for a brand new phone.
Right.
Because I'm not going to keep going back and forth to these nigga institutions out here trying to get the phone.
Nigga business.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the reasons why I was telling that brother Derek at work. I said, see, this is why I don't deal with niggas.
Did he laugh when you said that?
Mm-hmm. I said, I don't deal with niggas. I said, in Las Vegas, if my phone was to crash, I could take it to any institution. Hey, something's wrong with my phone. Can you check it out? Yeah. They say, well, it's the screen. We have these screens right here. Which one do you want? We can fix it today. I want this, and boom, you out of there within 20 to 30 minutes. But out here dealing with these niggas, you're gonna be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, that's why I go out of my way to avoid niggas.
Yeah.
Because niggas equals niggas. Dealing with niggas equals niggas situations, and I ain't a fan of neither one of them.
No, that's why I say I need to get back to where everything makes sense. Cause nothing makes sense out here. You gotta struggle. So it's almost impossible to get the simplest things done. You can't even get your teeth cleaned. They done closed down all the dentists. Well, how are people going to get their teeth cleaned? The corona. These believing ass niggas out here. I can't stand them. I just do not like these country niggas. I don't like none of them.
Right.
And I know that if I stayed out here, it's like I was telling my mother. I said, if I was to stay out here, I said that somebody probably kill me. I said, because I'd screw all their women. I said, I don't respect these country dudes. They don't have no spine. I said, I'd lay up with all their girlfriends, all their wives, all their daughters. I wouldn't care. Wouldn't care at all. I don't like these niggas out here. They shady. And when you look a certain way and dress a certain way, they looking at you all crazy, trying to talk to you. Where you from, man? Where you from? Why you worried about where I'm from? Where you from? I'm from out here. You know.
And they mind, they're like, what kind of nigga is this? That's how they think.
Yeah, and then you ask them, well, where you from? I'm from out here. Okay, then. As long as you know where you from, don't worry about where I'm from. Well, we don't dress like this out here. Well, who's this we? This is how I dress. So what you gonna do? You gonna make me dress like you? Try it. Try it. You know, they real brave against their own folks. But all I see these niggas out here doing is humbling themselves and bowing to white people. I've actually seen niggas get up out of their seat on these trains and they let white men and white women sit down.
Man, that's crazy. That sounds like some 1950s stuff.
I said, are you serious? You niggas are giving up your seats for white people out here? I have got to go. I gotta go. And these are not old white people. These are not crippled white people. These are just regular adults. You want to sit here, sir? I'm getting off at the next 2 stops. Wouldn't it sit there until you get to your stop and get up off the train? Let that cracker stand up there. I'm like, wow, these niggas, they're a trip.
I know it's a culture shock for you to see just how just dumb a lot of Southern Negroes is.
Yeah, they still boasting about Mercedes-Benz. Who the hell brags about a Mercedes anymore?
Yeah, anybody can get a Mercedes.
Catch up, dude. And most of these Mercedes-Benz, you see them driving around. I found out they can get them from impound. Those are impound cars. And somebody simple like Salam, don't think you got to do is drive up with a vehicle and Salam's legs is gonna fly open.
She the local drive-through, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Pun intended.
Yeah, Salam is trash. She is trash. That's all she is. Yeah, but I am glad that Keisha situation is over.
Yeah, we just got 3 more episodes, so it's going to be interesting to see how these next episodes play out. Now, that storyline is, for the most part, concluded, even though you remember what they were saying about watch out, just make sure she ain't suicidal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to throw that in the plot.
Yeah. And speaking of, Duda, like, you think Jake gonna gonna get back at him for killing his brother. You remember that scene with Duda and his wife was talking or whatever about that?
Yeah, that plot right there don't really interest me at all. Because
Yeah.
considering who the mayor is in Chicago, we already know who's gonna win. Because all of that stuff is based on them having a lesbian as a mayor in Chicago. So we already know who's going to win on Shy. Because when she had said what she said and left, that right there was telling you. I mean, I'm this type of bitch, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know you're going to win because currently Chicago has a lesbian mayor. So we already know this whole concept is based on that. So we already know you're going to win.
And I know that the Lori Lightfoot, that mayor you talking about, she said they say she's trash. She don't do anything to help clean up the neighborhoods for our people. She more into the LBGT garbage than actually doing something for our people in the neighborhood. So she deserves to get put out whenever her time is up. That chick that was arguing, that's the creator of the show, right? Lena.
The one who was arguing.
The one who was running, that's the creator of the show.
Oh, the
Lena Waithe, the one, the sister you talking about, the one that's running against him, that's the creator of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so every time you see her, that's who you're looking at, that's the creator of the show, because she's from there too, she's the one who wrote the show. Yeah.
There's something else. But that was a real good episode. Now, homeboy messing around on his woman, with La La, and whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, to me, this season has been the most soap opera of all of them. I don't care for that. Just like last episode when Duda was going down to his wife or whatever, I'm like, why you have to show all this? I'm like, it's so, and to me, it don't even really seem like his character or whatever. But them sex things, they don't fit his character at all for him to be just screwing like that. That's like others, like lower level stuff. Like because in my mind, I'm thinking of him as more of an even though he's wicked, I'm looking at him like an upscale type of brother. I'm like, y'all have him doing this nigga stuff with these sex scenes. That's not even him.
Actually, that is him. It's just the way he carries himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
He's an intellectual savage. That's what he is. He's an intellectual savage. He's the type of guy like me. He's intellectual. But when you press the wrong button, you see another side of him. You be like, what the hell? He's an intellectual savage. And I get him. Because I'm the same way. I'm calm, I'm humble, I'm intelligent, I'm wise, but when I jump off in your backside, it's brutal, very brutal. But see, with him, he's highly ambitious because what to me, I think the only reason why he wants to be put in the position as mayor is for him to be in a better power position to where he can keep an eye on everything that's going on in the city.
Right, and also so he can fund his drugs and his gangs.
Right, that's pretty much it. That's the only reason why. He wants to. He would rather be the all-seeing eye than to worry about the all-seeing eye. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I'm doing now. I'm just trying to get through to the DMV out in Las Vegas so that they can send the DMV out here those papers so that I can at least get my Georgia State ID so I can open up a bank account out here. And it's just so hard to do that, especially when they have you working 6 days out of the week, which I don't really too much mind. I don't mind that, So it'll all work out.
Right.
But like I say, my main thing is just getting back home. I just want to get
back home. And may that happen in the next 2 to 3 months.
That's what I'm looking at. Because I was talking to Deshaun tonight, and I was telling him, I said, it's not going to be this month. I said it's going to be like in most likely October, around Dylan's birthday, something like that. But the whole thing is getting there. That's the whole thing. Nobody has any compassion whatsoever at all concerning what you really need to do. You know, you need extra money. Oh shit, these niggas out here don't care. They don't care. That's why I was saying certain people, once I leave here, that's it. I'm done. Because I done already told Richard, I like, once I leave Georgia, I'm not looking back, bro. Now, if y'all want to reconnect with me, find some way to get in touch with me in Las Vegas. You know, that's if you ain't so holy that you can't come to Las Vegas, because Las Vegas got Jehovah's Witnesses out there too. You know, but the whole thing is, it ain't no reason for me to come here no more. Once I leave Georgia, that's it. This is it, bro. I'm not looking back.
Do you think you'll miss, other than like the King Memorial and the trees? Is there any part of Georgia that you're gonna miss? You're gonna be like, nope.
Just that. But a lot of that, I've learned how to internalize things. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah. You take that experience and the way it makes you feel with you, so that way you don't have to always physically be in the presence of it, because you carry it with you everywhere you go.
Yeah, I internalize it. You know, I'm just grateful that I was able to even experience it. You know, because had I not came here and been in that his church, I wouldn't had that transformation. So, you know.
I know. Are you still, before you do go, you still gonna spend all day there, like you tell me, before you leave back home?
Yeah, if it's open.
Yeah. With this whole nonsense, you're right.
You know, now the last time I went down there, it wasn't open, but I was just in the area where him and Coretta is buried. I was talking to this female security guard down there talking to her. But other than that, everything else was shut down. But before I leave, I'm still gonna go down there. Whether it's shut down or not, I'm gonna go down there and talk to Stephen all day. I mean, if it's shut down, then I'm just gonna spend my whole day with Stephen and talking to him. You know, what I like about Stephen knows how to have a conversation.
Right.
You know, you talk to him, he sits there, he listens. You know, he doesn't interject. You know, he hears your whole sentence. You know, and he waits for you to make your point. You know, he waits for the point. You know, he doesn't interrupt you and assume that you're going someplace, and then he just starts talking, and then you try to like, that's not what I mean. You just keeps talking. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk to people like that. Those type of people are ignorant. So I don't even waste my time. And see, people like that, the reason why they talk over you like that is because they really don't respect you.
Right.
So why should I waste my time talking to people who don't respect me? Because, you know, nobody is backside out here is worthy for me to kiss. No, just hear me out. I want you to understand me. Ain't nobody out here in Georgia that important to me. Nobody. Now, when I met him for the first time, because he's the one that does the touring through Dr. King's house. And after we were done with it and everybody walked away, I was standing there talking to him, and I told him, I said, you know, Malcolm was wrong. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I told him about you. I said, I was telling my brother that I was going to come here because I have a gift where I can walk into an environment and I can read the environment. You know, I can still read the the presence that was in the environment. It's still there, you know, and I'm able to feel those things without putting forth an effort to tap into it. You can't tap into anything. You know, that's what a lot of people don't understand. But you know, you can tell these black conscious people. I went in there and I tapped in. Oh, please, you ain't tapped into nothing. You're either gifted with the gift or you're not. You know, tapping into something implies you're putting forth an effort to tap into it. So you got this idea. Yeah, you ain't tapping into nothing, nigga. You know. But I was telling him that he said, well, what did you feel when you were in there? I said, Dr. King and them was a family of very high integrity and therefore very high expectations of not only their own family members, but everybody in general. I said, and then when you're coming from the type of background that Malcolm came from, and he's coming up in the city, and his family was broken up in the city in Omaha, Nebraska. I said King and them come up in a whole different type of environment, you know, and King's environment was a lot more structured, and they emphasized a lot on education and family structure. You know, they talked everything out and everything like that. And he looked at me, he said, whoa. And I'm like, what? He said, you know, I knew Coretta. And he said, I used to come over here all the time and talk to them. And he said, you are absolutely right. He said, what's your name? You know, I gave him my name, and we've been tight ever since. And so that's another reason why he likes me coming to his home whenever I have some time. And I would have went to see him today, but it was raining. And plus earlier my phone wasn't together, so I slept later than I usually sleep, because I usually use my phone as an alarm system. And I didn't really get a whole lot of sleep last night because I'm taking these vitamins, and I think I took some vitamins a little too late, and so they kind of kept me up longer than I wanted to be up. And so I had to take one aspirin to kind of thin out the effect of the vitamins so that I can get some sleep. By the time I woke up, it was like, because I have to turn on the computer just to see what time it is. And it was 2:11, and said, well, let me walk up here right quick and see if he can get this phone working. And so when I was walking up there, it started raining and everything. So I'm like, it's just going to be one of them days. So after he got my phone working again, after walking in that rain and everything, I'm like, well, I might as well just try to catch up with some sleep. So I just came in here and I just laid down.
Yeah, you needed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but ever since then, you know, I go and I talk to him, and he listens. I listen to him. He never interrupts me when I talk. I never interrupt him when he talks. See, he knows how to have a conversation.
Right.
You know, he talks, I listen. You know, this is what Krishnamurti said. He said there's a verbal communication and a nonverbal communication. And he said, and they're both working together. While one is talking, the other one is listening. While one is listening, the other one is talking. You know, these Georgia, most of these Georgia niggas, they don't hear you. They talking over you and blah, 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 blah. What it is this, and at the end of the day, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear that. You know, either learn how to have a conversation, or I'm just not going to talk to you at all, because it's offensive. You know, it's very offensive. And like I say, what's sitting up inside of me right now, I don't trust it, and so I stay away from people who offend me. You know, especially people who think they got the upper hand.
Right.
I ain't got time for these niggas out here. I got to get back to the house, man.